Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association Cup Series. I am your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and I'll be joined later on in the booth by my good friend Preston Shepard to bring you all the coverage for this one here at Las Vegas tonight. We are coming to you live from the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway, located just next to Nellis Air Force Base outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, where these drivers will be competing in the second points race of the season. The weather tonight is 79 degrees out, clear skies. That track temperature still sitting at 82, a little bit warmer than that outside temperature, but we are expecting those temperatures to begin to decrease as the evening goes on. The rules for tonight's event: these drivers will be given 4 sets of tires, 75% fuel, and 1 quick repair to get this one done. And looking at our leaderboard tonight, Seth LaCroix once again sitting atop the leaderboard throughout practice, but Christopher Howe, that 87 car, hot on his heels, only 2 100ths of a second off, as well as Willie Smith, currently not out on track. Willie Smith up there, only 2 100ths of a second off of the leader as qualifying comes to an end. So we are setting up for a close one here as these drivers begin to get ready for their qualifying run. We're going to go ahead and look at the 20 of Byron Gay, getting ready to pull on track for his first qualifying run. And we've already got some fans entering the chat. Hunter Geyer, James Wartees, I'm saying that right now. I hope James. Joseph Benson in here, and Sunk Trek. Everyone excited for this one. We see Byron Gay going down the backstretch, looking for a good time here. Byron Gay's time there. Right now sitting in third, but he is dropping. Chris Evans currently sitting on top of the leaderboard with a time of 29.574. But Joshua Edmonds going to knock him off there. Joshua Edmonds setting the time to beat. So once again, Chris Evans, that 23 car, is a driver for the Keystone Motorsports Group. They have begun a rivalry in the offseason with the Apex Racing team. But the Apex Racing team is looking to come out on top through qualifying, as Joshua Edmonds and Dawson Price both lay down a faster time than Chris Evans. Only by a couple 100ths of a second, though. As we look at the 57 of Joseph Truskowski. Slowing down after making his qualifying run. Currently sitting in 10th. Joseph Truskowski, surrounded by controversy this last week. Some drivers were not too happy with him after the ARCA Series race, and we're going to see if that carries over to the Cup Series tonight. We're looking at the 13 of Christian Delgado, laying down a quick time here. He is one of the rookies this season. He's currently sitting in 10th as Seth LaCroix has taken the track. Seth LaCroix finishing his qualifying run. Correction there. He's currently sitting on the pole. Jericuno just completed his first lap. Good enough to take fourth. We're going to see if he can put that Chevrolet on the front row here. And a look at the 43 of Terrell Wheeler getting ready to finish up his qualifying run. Donald B. Sear entering the chat, wishing the drivers luck tonight. Terrell Wheeler just completing his qualifying run, time of 30.76. Not the time he was looking for. He is currently sitting in last place of all the cars that have qualified. He's going to have to bounce back here big at Las Vegas if he wants to take that car to victory lane. Going to move over to Jonathan Dominick's in that 45 machine. Currently sitting about mid-pack with a time of 29.78. He starts his second lap of qualifying. All right, and this is the driver we've been waiting to see make his qualifying run, Christopher Howe. He was second in practice, getting ready to start his first of two qualifying laps as he completes the warm-up lap. While we wait for him, some developments up front. Stephen Blevins has just taken the pole. Willie Smith taking second. They tied with a time of 29.41. Identical times for Blevins and Smith. Christopher Howe going to move into third place with his first lap. We're going to see if he can lay down a quicker time on the second lap. That's not going to get it done for Christopher Howe, but he will roll off third, as we have only a handful of drivers left to complete their qualifying laps. And as most of the drivers have finished up their qualifying runs, we are going to head down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by Ura Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem. .
'Oh, say, can you see
We are back, currently looking at the 96 of Christian Light on track, trying to get his qualifying laps in before time runs out here. And James Ortiz mentioning how close these times are. They are extremely close. It looked like Christian Light did not get across the line in time for his second lap of qualifying. We are going to run through our official grid here tonight. Starting on the pole will be the 51 of Stephen Blevins. Willie Smith will drive the number 8, starting to his outside in second. In third place, we have Christopher Howe. Rolling off fourth will be Seth LaCroix in the 29 machine. Christian Delgado will roll off fifth in the 13 car. Jared Kuna will be starting sixth in the 22 machine. Rolling off seventh will be Joshua Edmonds in the 17 car. Robbie Good will roll off eighth in the 77 car. Dawson Price will be starting ninth in the 74 machine. To his outside will be the 10 of Chris Evans in the 23 car. Samuel Reed will be starting 11th in the 56. Jamie Lee Dunning will be rolling off 12th in the 54 car. Starting 13th will be the 5 of Cody Sanderson. Tyler Street will be to his outside in 14th, driving the number 4. Leroy Koblenz will be rolling off 15th in the 42 machine. Tristan Hayes will be starting 16th in the 12 car. Scott Leonard will be rolling off 17th in the 28 machine. Rolling off 18th will be Joseph Truskowski, driver of the 57 car. And 19th will be Jonathan Dominics, driving the 45 machine. Christopher Foote is going to roll off 20th in the 21 car. Byron Gay will be starting 21st in the 20. And to his outside will be the 24 of Jonathan Wiley, rolling off 22nd. Christian Light will be rolling off 23rd in the 96 car. Steven Linger will start 24th in the 91. Rolling off 25th will be Chris Jones in the 6 car. Justin Day will be starting 26th in the 1 car. Joseph Miller will roll off 27th in the 16. In 28th, we had Mike Hill in the 27 car. Terrell Wheeler will roll off 29th in the 43 car. Michael Prince will roll off 30th in the 31 machine. Cole Shapesky will be starting 31st in the 9 car. Braden Craycraft will be starting 32nd in the 000. And rounding out your field in 33rd will be Samson LaCroix, driver of the 86 machine. As they come off of turn 4, we are getting ready to go racing, folks. Once again, that will be the 51 of Stephen Blevins leading them to the green flag. And the pace car is off. Green flag is out. We are off racing. Stephen Blevins jumping out to the lead over Willie Smith. As they are neck and neck going down into turn 1. Stephen Blevins taking control of this early on, but we have that 87 of Christopher Howe trying to charge on the inside line. Stephen Blevins elects to move up the track there. The front 3 will get even out. As we see that 29 of Seth LaCroix rocking the Kevin Harvick throwback paint scheme. Trying to hold on to 4th as they get single file up front. We're looking further back in the pack where they are still 2-3 wide back in the pack. You see that 4 of Tyler Street to the inside of the 77 of Robbie Good. Tyler Street trying to move up here. He has already moved up 4 positions since this one has started. We have Christina Edmonds entering the chat, rooting for that the old school veteran racing team, now split up into Apex Racing and Average Joe's Racing. We do have a lot of veterans racing in the NORA Cup and ARCA series. Just like to point out that it is Veterans Appreciation Month. So it'd be really cool to get some of those veterans into victory lane here as the month goes on. And I've just been informed that Preston Shepard has made his way up to the booth. Say hello to the fans, Preston.
Howdy, howdy. I was trying to get my internet hooked back up, but we're good now.
All right, glad to hear it. Were you able to catch the beginning of this one?
Yeah, the 51 of Blevins, he's qualified full back-to-back, so good qualifying for him. He's fell back a few spots here in the early run.
He has fallen back, and he had a good first couple of laps. Falling off here, Christopher Howe, though, we were watching him in practice. He was just 0.02 of a second slower than that 29 of Seth LaCroix. Now Howe has that clean air to help him out as Seth LaCroix tries to catch up to him.
Yeah, I think after about 15 laps, his tires start falling off. I got to practice some with the Apex guys this week in these cars.
All right, so we are about halfway there. Currently 7 laps in the books. Joseph Benson is in the chat saying that Seth is on the hunt, and I'll tell you what, it does appear that way. He has made his way up to second and is putting the pressure on Christopher Howe here early. We have another car on the move. That 56 of Samuel Reed rolled off 11th. He has made his way up to 7th and currently challenging Stephen Blevins for 6th now. We've got Tyler Street on the move back there as well. We're seeing some fast cars that ended up in the back after their qualifying runs starting to make their way up to the front here. At 4 of Tyler Street getting a really good run off of turn 4.
Tyler Street starting 14th. He's up to, I think, 7th.
Yes, he is. He is on the move. He is hungry for a win. Speaking of drivers that are hungry for a win, that 57 of Joseph Truskowski had to pit early here. Not sure what happened with that 57 car, but he had to jump to the pits on lap 4. Not the way he wanted to start his night here.
I believe he is has to sit out tomorrow for the ARCA race as well.
All right, we were looking for some confirmation on that from Terrell Wheeler early on tonight. We know it had been talked about, and we talked a little bit about the controversy that had followed that 57 here as the week went on. But I would just like to point out that that 29 of Seth LaCroix has now made his way to the lead. A quick look back at the move by Seth LaCroix to get by Christopher Howe. It looked like Howe just got loose there coming off of turn 2. Seth LaCroix is going to go by on the outside.
I think that's just LaCroix taking some air off the back of the car.
Yep, and we see how important that arrow is. Christopher Howe, though, going to hang on to second. And hopefully get another shot at it. And I've just been informed by I once knew that Joseph Truskowski has disconnected. Sounds like an internet problem for that 57 car.
Tyler Street's now up to 6th. He's making a hard charge here in the early run.
Yes, he is, and he has left those guys behind him in the dust.
I'd like to see what it does in about 15 more laps as their tires get worn off, who was pushing it and who was kind of sit back saving.
Yep, and like you said earlier, we said with the Apex guys, tires were falling off about lap 15. We're getting ready to starting to see that fall off kind of take place here. We're going to see if Tyler Street can keep this pace up. Caution is out. It looks like the 45 of Jonathan Dominic's caught up in this. I'm going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. You see Jonathan Dominic's and Samuel Reed racing side by side here. Dominic's going to come up, and he takes him and Samuel Reed up into the outside wall. Tough break. All right, and Lee LaCroix saying it should be a clean race now that the 57 quit. And also fast lead, Joseph Truskowski is back out on track and looking to get his laps back. Take a look at that 45. Jonathan Dominic sitting in his pit stall.
And to be honest, I'm not too sure who really made the mistake right there. They're both kind of just came into each other.
Yeah, it looked like more of a racing incident rather, more than anything. As pit stops have started here, Seth LaCroix leading the entire field down pit road. Looks like only Byron Gay has elected to stay out here. Correction, Joseph Miller and Michael Prince both staying out. So we wait to see who's going to win the race off pit road. Is Seth LaCroix going to win the race off pit road? Christopher Howe going to fall one position off pit road to Christian Delgado. Christian making his way up to the front here. I tell you what, that 13 car surprised me. I don't think we've really called his name too much the past two races, but he has laid down some quick laps here in qualifying and practice, and now finds himself sitting up front.
Yeah, I think the top 4 cars running right now they've kind of been the stoutest of the field. The 13s, well, maybe not after this pit cycle, but LaCroix, the 8 and him, they've kind of been the stout of the field. I like to see with the tire difference here, the guys who stayed out what they can do.
I'll tell you what, the guys that stayed out, they are, you know, they were more back runners here early up front. They are all up at least 20 positions, and they're on old tires. I think Seth LaCroix and Christian Delgado are going to be able to make quick work of these guys. They just have to make the right moves and stay out of trouble as they work their way around these tires on these cars on old tires. All right, and Jeremy Schaefer over on Facebook wanting to know if Thomas Adams is racing. Thomas Adams is not racing tonight. He will be back tomorrow night for the ARCA series. Once again, Byron Gay is going to lead them to the green flag. Michael Prince will be to his outside. Seth LaCroix in third. Christian Delgado in fourth.
First 2 rows on the outside, those are both some rookie drivers. First 3 rows on the outside are rookie drivers.
Yes, this will be interesting. Green flag is out. Byron Gay taking off here. Seth LaCroix already getting to the inside of that 31 of Michael Prince. And Delgado had really nowhere to go as he falls in line behind Seth LaCroix.
You can just see that new tire difference right here as the 29 dives down to the bottom looking for the lead.
Yep, and it looked like Christian Delgado was thinking about taking it 3 wide with Seth LaCroix. LaCroix shut the door, but Delgado gets his wish, and he's going to go 3 wide with Byron Gay. Byron Gay and Michael Prince. As Michael Prince hold on to the lead still. Caution. Caution is out. Looks like Cody Sanderson involved in this. Maybe Scott Leonard as well. Our second caution of the night here. Go back, take a look, see what happened here. It looks like the 96 just going to get into the 5 of Cody Sanderson there. Sending him up into the outside wall. Single car caution as that 5 comes to a rest in the tri-oval.
That's a tough break for that 5. He's a rookie in the Cup Series, but he's pretty crafty veteran driver in the ARCA. That's not what he was looking for.
No, not what he was looking for. And we were looking for him to make a splash here in the Cup Series, but that's going to be a tough break, having to burn a quick repair early on. So he brings it down pit road to get a lot of front end damage repaired. And going back up to the front of the field, we thought Seth LaCroix and Christian Delgado were going to be able to make quick work of those cars on old tires, but Michael Prince was able to hold on to that first place position.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with the air. You kind of get a guy upset behind you if you put it in the corner the right way. It takes a few laps of clean, not having anyone else's air disrupt you to make a run on the leader.
Yes, it does. We're going to see if he can continue it here as he opts to stay out yet again.
I think that may be the smart move. Save your tires for the last few runs.
Yes, we've got 100 laps to go here tonight, and everyone with the exception of 4 drivers has already burned their first set of tires here on lap 15. We're going to see if this strategy pays off. If we get some green flag racing, that could disrupt that strategy.
I'd like to point out the 20 of Byron Gay. He started 21st, and he's riding around in 4th right here. So that's a huge gain for him.
That is a huge gain, but also remember, he was one of those cars that opted not to take tires. So we saw that fall off and how quickly he dropped behind Seth LaCroix and Christian Delgado. But Willie Smith in that 8 car, Christopher Howe in that 87, they are both just as fast as LaCroix and Delgado. Were not able to get by that 20 of Byron Gay. They're going to double them up, and we get ready to go back racing. Once again, Michael Prince is your leader. Seth LaCroix in 2nd place. Christian Delgado in 3rd. Byron Gay in 4th. Willie Smith restarting 5th. Christopher Howe will restart 6th. Joshua Edmonds is going to restart 7th. Tyler Street will restart 8th. Stephen Blevins in 9th. And Jared Kuno rounding out your top 10. All right, and I'd just like to point out we do have some door-to-door racing fans in the chat tonight as well. They are a new team consisting of Joseph Miller in the 16 car, Michael Hill in the 27, and Tristan Haynes in the 12. We appreciate y'all tuning in. And the pace car is off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here, as Michael Prince will lead them down to the green flag. Green flag is out. We are back racing, folks. Now a quarter of the way through this one. Michael Prince still holding on to that lead, but Christian Delgado has moved up to second now and is looking to challenge. And look back at the pack. Willie Smith in that 8 car now charging on the inside line. He's gotten to the inside of that 20 of Byron Gay. Joshua Edmonds looking to go with him. But that 4 of Tyler Street trying to continue this charge up to the front.
Yeah, that 4 looks like he's had some speed. He's gained a few every time we've been green.
Yes, he has, and we're looking back up in the battle for the lead and second. Michael Prince has got pressure from the high side and the low side now. Is LaCroix going to get a nose under him? And caution's going to come out here. Our third caution of the night. Looks like Christopher Howe involved in this, as well as Jared Kuno and Joseph Truskowski.
Edmonds.
All right, Joshua Edmonds also caught up in that as well. Let's go back, take a look at it.
And they're in 3 and 4 there. If you're on the bottom pushing your car real hard, they just want to wash up into that wall, and they were 3 wide there.
Yep, Christopher Howe just running out of landscape there. A tough break for him. And a real tough break for that 4 of Tyler Street. He was there, and he just got caught up in it. Some damage to that 4 car early on after we saw him making a charge to the front.
You know who is excited about all these cautions? That 57 trying to get his laps back.
Yes, he is.
Byron Gay looks like he's going to take it down pit road this time.
All right, probably a good move by Byron Gay. And Michael Prince also coming down pit road. Christopher Howe, Leroy Koblenz, Cody Sanderson, Stephen Linger, and Joseph Miller all opting to come down pit road as well. We've got some Terrell Wheeler fans entering the chat now. Wesleyan Banks and Jack Elliott. Glad to have y'all here. Terrell Wheeler currently sitting back there in 17th. He is up 12 positions from where he started tonight. He did not have the qualifying run he was looking for, but has been able to make some moves and crack in that top 20. We see Tyler Street now coming down pit road trying to get some of that damage taken care of before we go back green flag racing. We are now doubling them up. The lights on the pace car are out. We have received the 1 to go signal from NORA. Seth LaCroix, now your leader. Christian Delgado in second. Willie Smith in third. Joshua Edmonds in fourth. Jamie Lee Dunning rounding out your top 5. right, and that pace car is going to dive down pit road. We're getting ready to go back racing here. Seth LaCroix will lead them down to the green flag. Green flag is out. We're back racing here. As those top three try to get single file here really quickly. Seth LaCroix to the lead. Joshua Edmonds trying to hold on to third here. But here comes Willie Smith in that 8 car. And Delgado getting inside of LaCroix. We're going to see if Delgado can take the lead here. We see Christian Delgado still continuing to battle on that outside. Joshua Edmonds looking to try and get up there and help his teammate out. Edmonds has to deal with that 8 of Willie Smith, though. Trying to close the gap. LaCroix hanging on to the lead here as we see a great run out of Edmonds through the tri-oval.
LaCroix doing a great job running that high line. It definitely will burn your tires up quicker.
Yes, it will. We're going to see how long he can continue this, or if he's going to let Christian Delgado go on by and try and save some tires.
I think his teammate 17 is going to try to make it 3 wide here soon.
Yes, it does. And watch this 17 as they go through the tri-oval. He is cutting that car down as low as he possibly can and getting some good runs. Although that 8 of Willie Smith closing the gap there a little bit. 17 not going to go down onto the apron this time. But that gap has been closed. And the way that 13 and 29 were battling there, that 17 is sitting in a good position. He's able to save a little bit of tire and make up some ground there as they approach the lap car, or soon-to-be lap car, of Tyler Street.
Yeah, I think when he pitted for that quick repair, he didn't take any tires. He just got it fixed and went.
It does appear that way, and that's going to hurt him. He may fall a lap down, and you know who's not going to be happy about that? That 57 of Joseph Truskowski trying to get his laps back. We're going to take you back to the battle for 10th. The 12 of Tristan Haynes and the 1 of Justin Day. Justin Day all over that 12's bumper. As most of the field has gotten it sorted out single file. There's Tristan Day going low, trying to get to the inside of that 12 of Tristan Haynes. Justin Day with a nose out in front. And that's going to open up this door for that 74 of Dawson Price as well. Haynes able to close the door there. Check it back in with Michael Prince. He goes by the 22 of Jared Kuno. Prince was able to hold off the leaders on old tires and is now making his way back up to the front, currently in 16th. Based on his qualifying times, yeah, we did not expect this out of that 31 car. He is up 14 positions, as well as the 43 of Terrell Wheeler, who is also up 14 positions. Caution.
They get crossed up right in front of him.
That was the 12 of Tristan Haynes going around there.
I think Sam Reed, that pink 56, was just kind of off the pace down there, and nobody really had an idea what they were going to do.
No, and it appeared that Tristan Haynes just got tangled up with them. We're going to take another look at this. So Tristan Haynes coming across the... Looks like he came across the nose of the 24. That is the 24 of Jonathan Wiley. A tough break for that 12 car. But it looks like everyone else going to get away cleanly.
Yeah, and shout out to Terrell for sneaking by that. I mean, he's charging up the field. That was a great time to miss that wreck.
Yes, it is. And I tell you what, looking through the scoring charts, we've got a lot of drivers on the move through the field. At 96 of Christian Light up 15 positions. Christopher Foote up 14 positions from where he started. Justin Day up 16. Wiley's up 10. Terrell's up 16. Michael Prince up 15. And Joseph Miller up 11 positions. So as this race goes on, a lot of shakeups in the standings. We've got some drivers making their way down pit road. One of those drivers being that 87 of Christopher Howe. Christopher Howe, we were watching him throughout practice and qualifying. We were expecting him to be up front, but since the beginning of this race, we haven't called his name very much.
Yeah, he got an issue earlier with that 3 wide there a few laps ago and hasn't really made his way back up since. And our points leader going in tonight's Tyler Street, which he had a tough break earlier this race. I'm looking to see what he can kind of manage out of, tough luck here tonight.
Yeah, and Tyler Street is still sitting a lap down. We're going to see, the way these cautions are going, I would expect to see him get that lap back with the lucky dog, but he's going to have a lot of driving to do to get back up to the front. All right, and they are beginning to double them back up. The lights on the pace car going out this time by. As we get ready to go back racing, Seth LaCroix is still your leader. Christian Delgado will be to his outside. Joshua Edmonds back there in third. In fourth is Jamie Lee Dunning. Willie Smith rounding out your top 5.
Our leader, Seth LaCroix, coming in tonight. He's sitting 18th in the points, so this will be a good day for him if he can pull this one out.
Yes, it will, and he is also the defending champion, so he's not used to being that far back in points. He is hungry for a win to get back on track for this season. I tell you what, keep an eye on that 21 of Christopher Foote sitting back there in 6th. He has made some moves here tonight, and they have been the right moves. He is up 14 positions from where he started. All right, and the pace car is going to dive off. Seth LaCroix leading them back down to the green flag. Green flag is out. Seth LaCroix going to take off. That 13 of Christian Delgado did not go. That 54 of Jamie Lee Dunning almost got into the back of him there. Delgado able to get it going there. As Joshua Edmonds now has his hands full with that 54 of Jamie Lee Dunning, and Christopher Foote put some pressure on him from out back. Checking in.
96 of Christian Light trying to work on Blevins. He started 23rd looking for 8.
Yep, up 15 positions for that 96 car. He is on the move. Austin Price trying to follow suit with that 96. And as this run has gone on, that last run, we saw everyone get single file pretty quickly. But now about 5 laps into this green flag run, everyone's still side by side, especially back in the pack, trying to make their way up to the front as we are approaching that halfway point. And Jamie Lee Dunning has been able to complete his pass on Joshua Edmonds. Caution is out. Looks like Joseph Truskowski caught up in this one. Correction, Truskowski was not caught up in this one.
I think it was Jonathan Wiley and Joseph Miller.
It does appear that it was Joseph Miller. Take a look at that 16 car. Looks like it all started with Jonathan Wiley there.
Something just went way wrong, and once he hit that apron, there was just no saving it.
Tough break for that 24 of Jonathan Wiley. And that will bring out our 5th caution of the night here on lap 46. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn 1. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, and while we were gone, our second round of pit stops has started. Seth LaCroix leads the field down pit road. Christian Delgado, Dawson Price, Samuel Reed, Byron Gay, Scott Leonard, and Tristan Haynes all elected to stay out here. So right here at the halfway point, some varying pit strategies among the leaders. Christian Delgado stays out while the leader pits. Christian Delgado is our new leader, and he's got a little bit of a cushion in between him and the cars on new tires. He may have a chance here to run away with it a little bit.
Looked like a lot of those guys were taking 4 tires.
Yes, it did. And quick update on the standings. Christian Delgado now your leader. Dawson Price in 2nd. Samuel Reed in 3rd. Byron Gay in 4th. Scott Leonard in 5th. Tristan Haynes in 6th. Leroy Koblenz in 7th. Jared Kuno in 8th. Christopher Howe in 9th. And Jamie Lee Dunning rounding out your top 10. At 54, Jamie Lee Dunning had an outstanding pit stop. He was able to get by Seth LaCroix, who led the field onto pit road. We take a look at everyone's pit strategy. Those top three have not pitted since lap 16. Byron Gay last pitted lap 26th. And Scott Leonard last pitted on lap 38 along with Jared Kuno. The lights on, the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Christian Delgado is your race leader.
Dawson Price there on the outside. He is sitting third in the points right now.
All right, so he is looking for a good finish here. As that pace car is going to dive off. Christian Delgado leading them down to the green flag. Watch out for that 56 of Samuel Reed. He was up here earlier making some moves, got caught up in an incident, but he is back now. Delgado going to take off there. Dawson Price going to immediately jump low. Samuel Reed trying to hold off Byron Gay and take over third. I just like to caution. Caution is out.
Looks like Christian Light, that 96.
We're going to go back and take a look at this. And 96 got some help. Looked like he tried to save it. He almost did there for a second, but he ends up overcorrecting, sending that 96 car into the outside wall. Before that caution came out, I would just like to point out the moves that 12 car has made. Tristan Haynes, he was involved in an earlier incident, making his way back up to the front, though, currently sitting in 5th. As these drivers currently waiting for the pace car to make their way around them, we will step away for another quick commercial break.
Do you love Orlando's theme parks, but the long lines have you losing the magic? Introducing Ride Waits, the Apple Watch app designed to help you skip the stress and ride more, with real-time wait times and park info right on your wrist. Whether you're exploring Walt Disney World, adventuring through Universal Orlando, or taking it all in at SeaWorld, Ride Waits helps you navigate smarter and get the most out of your visit. No more wandering, no more guessing, just more riding. And it's not just wait times. Ride Waits also offers tips on the best times to ride, general park info, and helpful alerts so you never miss out on your favorite attraction. Whether you're planning ahead or making game day decisions in the park, Ride Waits keeps everything you need at a quick glance away. Ride Waits, your wrist-side guide to the best parks in Orlando. Available now on the Apple Watch store.
Not affiliated with or endorsed by any theme park brand.
Once you commit to where you put it in the corner, the only thing you can control to get out of it is either the gas or throttle turn, and it doesn't really do that much.
Yep. And we are back. Tyler Street now getting his lap back. He is the lucky dog. The lights on the pace car are out. We're getting ready to go back racing here. Christian Delgado still in first. Dawson Price in second. Byron Gay in third. Samuel Reed in fourth. And Scott Leonard rounding out your top 5.
At 13 of Delgado, he's been around the top 5 about all night. He's been one of the only few that started up there that's been able to stay there.
Yes, he has. And, part of the reason is he stayed out on that last pit stop, or that last caution. This may work out to his advantage here with these cautions. He's going to be able to maintain that track position, and hopefully he can stretch it out to where he doesn't lose any ground being on old tires, and just goes down pit road with Seth LaCroix and the rest of the crew that took tires that last caution. Pace car is off. We're going back green flag racing. Delgado's going to take off. Dawson Price got caught sleeping there. Dawson Price 3 wide, stuck in the middle as Byron Gaze to his inside, Samuel Reed to his outside. Byron Gay going to take second place away. Now it looks like Scott Leonard trying to challenge Dawson Price as well. And we see Dawson Price cutting it real low, going down on the apron through the tri-oval, trying to get a run. And that 54 is around. Jamie Lee Dunning around. Caution is out.
Oh. Justin Day got into Tyler Street there after the fact.
Ooh, that is going to be a tough break for that 4 of Tyler Street. All right, and we have Westland Banks in the chat asking who this points leader is. Preston Shepard, who is our points leader? You are our points guy.
The number 4, Tyler Street, the purple car.
All right, and tough break for Tyler Street there. So as of right now, it is Tyler Street, but that is subject to change tonight. Currently looking at that 4 car. He does appear to have a lot of damage on that rear end.
And I think he's already used a quick repair, so tough luck tonight. But I think with a lot of these cautions, some people may be creeping up on the penalty point on like wrecking incidents. They'll have to come down and take a drive-through penalty. That could play a factor into this, as well as some guys floating around the top 10.
All right, and looking further back in the pack, Michael Prince, driver of that 31 car. We were talking about him early on here, opting to stay out. He is currently sitting in 9th, ahead of Seth LaCroix for the time being. We've seen him very competitive on those old tires. We're going to see if he can continue to hold off those cars that pitted and are on those fresher tires. But he is up 21 positions from where he started.
That 87 of Christopher Howe's made his way back into the top 10, sitting there around the 6th spot.
Yes, he has, and I don't think he is one we can count out here. He has dropped to the back, made his way back up to the front multiple times here tonight. We're going to look at everyone's laps on these tires. Scott Leonard with 19 laps on these tires, currently sitting in 4th. Everyone in front of him, 31 plus laps on those tires. Delgado and Price, both with 41 laps on this set of tires. Christopher Howe, only with 10 green flag laps on these tires. All right, they're doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing as that pace car is going to dive down pit road. Christian Delgado will lead them to the green flag. Green flag is out. We're back racing.
Great restart for that 13.
He took off. Dawson Price did not get caught sleeping there. He was able to get to the inside of Byron Gay, taking second place back from that 20 car. Top 5 going to get single file here early on. Grace looking to go to that high line. And look out, I was talking about that 31 of Michael Prince. Now up to 5th and closing in on Jared Kuno. He's gotten to the inside of him.
Yeah, he is on the move. He went under the 12 and took some air off the 12, and 12's falling back about 4 spots.
He has found some speed as this night has went on. That 87 of Christopher Howe sideways, though. That's going to bring out our 8th caution of the night.
As Truskowski drives it through the infield.
Looks like the one of Justin Day also caught up in that.
Looked like Dukes of Hazzard going through there.
It looks like Christopher Howe just tried to go low, and Seth LaCroix was there. That helps that 87 car around as he pinballs off the wall going down the going through the tri-oval. Comes down and collects that one of Justin Day. Lot of damage to that 87 car. Now we're seeing these top guys pit. Christian Delgado coming down pit road. Dawson Price, Byron Gay, all making their way down pit road.
Looks like Delgado will win the race off pit road.
Yes, he will. But he is going to have to start back in 20th now. Jared Kuno is your new leader. Robbie Good in 2nd. Michael Prince in 3rd. Joshua Edmonds in 4th. Tristan Haynes in 5th. Seth LaCroix running 6th. Chris Evans will restart 7th. Terrell Wheeler will restart 8th. Jonathan Wiley in 9th. And Stephen Blevins rounding out your top 10. Westland Banks in the chat saying another caution. Dang. Hey, I tell you what, Westland, cautions breed cautions. As time is winding down in this one, we are now under 40 laps to go. Everyone's getting a little bit more desperate to make their way up to the front here.
And I will say, in the last update here on the sim, they focused a lot on the aero on these cars, and that I know they've changed a lot, and it'll affect, you know, some guys in a way they maybe haven't experienced before on a track like this, and the car can get loose on you real fast.
Oh, yeah. Colton Goulson saying, there we go, Wheeler, as Terrell Wheeler's cracked the top 10 tonight.
Started 29th.
They are doubled up. Lights on the pace car are out. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here.
At 31, and Michael Prince was looking fast there that last run.
I tell you what, he may have a chance to get back to the lead here. Especially getting to start on that inside. I'm going to look for him to get to the inside of Robbie Good pretty quickly off this restart. As Jared Kuno leads him down. Green flag is out. And that top line got caught sleeping. Michael Prince immediately to second place there. At 12 of Tristan Haynes also going to make the move. He's going to move up to third place. Robbie Good stuck on that high line. He dropped like a rock there. Caution. Caution is out. Cody Sanderson caught up in this. It looks like Cody Sanderson just accidentally got into the back of the 96. That sends him around. Christian Light got a shot in the back there. Don't see very much damage to that 96. Cody Sanderson just losing control of it there.
I don't think either of the two crashes were intentional by them, but that's the second time they've gotten together tonight.
Yes, it is. You know, no bad blood, though, hopefully.
No, I don't think so. Just funny coincidence.
All right, and we're going to take a quick commercial break here, folks.
At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually.
All right, and we are back, folks. We'll be getting the one to go this time by Jared Kuno, still your leader. Michael Prince moving up to second. Tristan Haynes in third. Robbie Good in fourth. Chris Evans in fifth. Jonathan Wiley in sixth. Joshua Edmonds running seventh. Jonathan Dominics in eighth. Seth LaCroix dropped back to ninth on that last restart. And Jamie Lee Dunning rounding out your top 10.
31 of Prince, he's up 28 spots.
I tell you what, I did not think very much of him, and his qualifying run here, having to start that far back in the pack, but he has found a way to get that car up to the front and keep it there. He keeps making these moves. He is one to watch here.
I think he stayed out in those first few cautions, and he still may have another set of tires.
All right, and they are doubled up. Lights on the pace car are out. Pace car is off. Jared Kuno leading them down to the green flag. Green flag is out. Jared Kuno going to take off. Michael Prince refused to be caught sleeping on that high side. Trying to hold on to second. Tristan Haynes has got a nose to the inside of him, though. Prince going really high through turns 3 and 4, trying to get a good run through the front stretch. He'll hang on to that second spot. Robbie Good in that 77. Also trying to charge up to the front, work of that high side with Prince.
He's got a good run down the backstretch looking for the bottom.
Yes, he did. He's got the inside now, and it looks like he may complete that pass on Jared Kuno.
Guess we're going to see that arrow come into play when they get real close down here in the corner.
We see that 77, and Robbie Good also getting a good entry to the corners there. Oh, they touch. Robbie Good gets Michael Prince sideways. Michael Prince tries to save it. It does appear Prince will be able to save his own car, but at the expense of Chris Evans, it looks like. It looks to me Chris Evans saw that happening, was trying to back it down, and no one else was backing it down, and Evans just had nowhere to go, stuck up there on the high side.
Tough break for that 31. He was having a great run.
Yes, he was. I want to take one more look at what caused it. And it looks like Robbie Good may have washed up the track there a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens from a little bit of practice I was seeing, especially when you're side by side. It's just, even if you run the high line, your car wants to wash up if you're pushing it a little too hard, or if the arrow gets your car upset in the slightest.
Yep, and that is our 10th caution of the night coming out here on lap 70. Pit stops have started here. Stephen Blevins led them down pit road. And it will be a quick repair for that 31 of Michael Prince. as he's going to pull back out on track, running 16th now. And I'd just like to point out, Preston, that 4 of Tyler Street, he was involved in some incidents, got caught a lap down, had to use his quick repair, got more damage. It appears that he has gotten that damage repaired and is currently running 10th. So he's looking to make a charge here to try and maintain his points lead over the rest of the field.
I was watching him a few restarts ago, and he was zigzagging all the way across, weaving in and out of traffic.
And looking back here, running 7th and 8th, Christian Delgado and Seth LaCroix. Seems like we've been watching these two battle it out all evening, and that's going to continue. This time it's going to be back in the pack, though. They are doubled up. Lights on the pace car are out. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Jared Kuno is going to lead them to the green flag. Robbie Good to his outside in second. Joshua Edmonds in third. Jamie Lee Dunning there in fourth. Pace car is off. Green flag is out. Jared Kuno going to take off. Robbie Good was caught sleeping there again, it looked like. Looked like he tried to shut the door on Joshua Edmonds. Caution going to come right back out. Looks like Scott Leonard going off track here. On that restart, it looks like he got his left side tires caught on the apron there, and it just sends him around into the infield.
I tell you what, we've had a lot of cautions here tonight. I'm just hoping what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I tell you what, and watching watching the last couple races, we've already seen some temper flares. I don't think this is going to stay in Vegas. I think some of the stuff going on here is going to carry over to the coming weeks.
We're going to have a little over 20 to go when they go back green. I think if you got a set of tires, you ought to go down and take them now.
Yeah, now would be the time to take the tires if you have them. I do want to go back to that last restart. At 77 of Robbie Good. Just got caught sleeping, and it looks like he tried to slam the door on that 17 of Joshua Edmonds.
Yeah, I was hearing over the radio, Edmonds was saying you're not clear there right on that restart.
And I got to think that 77 on that restart had to know he was not clear. So Joshua Edmonds may not be happy with that move.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was doing. He went down low, and then when he went in the corner, he went back to the high side. So he could have just kind of stayed up in his own lane.
It did kind of look like he was more or so just trying to stop the run of the inside line there. So we'll see as time winds down if Joshua Edmonds will be just as forgiving if he tries that move again. And look out, because guess who has made their way back onto the lead lap, Preston?
That old gold 57.
Yep, that black and gold 57. Back on the lead lap, currently running 12th. Keep your eye on him. He is known for his aggressive driving style. We're going to see if he can make his way up to the front here late in this one. They are doubled up. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here, folks.
We're gonna have to keep a good eye on the hard charger at the end of this one because there's a lot of big movers here tonight.
Right, it looks like Jonathan Wiley currently sitting in position to take that. We're going to see how it plays out at the end of this one. All right, pace cars off. Jared Kuno leading them down to the start and finish line. Green flag is out. We're back racing, folks. Kuno going to take off. Joshua Edmonds challenging for that second spot. And it looked like that 77 again tried to give Joshua Edmonds no room on that restart.
Yeah, it did. I think you realized it wasn't going to work twice.
And Joshua Edmonds just getting a push from that 24, Jonathan Wiley.
As Tyler Streets worked his way back up into 6th.
Yes, he has. And look out, because here comes that 13 of Christian Delgado as well. Delgado currently running 4th. And it looks like we're going to have some 3-wide racing back in the pack. Joseph Truskowski working that low line inside of Samuel Reed. Samuel Reed going to pull down in front of Truskowski as Truskowski tries to get by Seth LaCroix. We go back to the front. Jared Kuno has gotten some distance between him and Robbie Good. Robbie Good was able to hang on to second. Front of the pack has made their way single file.
Probably good looking to the inside of 17 of Edmonds.
All right. Yep. 17 of Edmonds got the run on the high side. Going to get around Robbie Good. Christian Delgado also making a run on the high side as well. Robbie Good beginning to drop here as we are now under 20 to go in this one. So Edmonds now to second. But he's got almost a second to make up on that 22 of Jared Kuno.
Yeah, and with the air here, if it can stay green, as far as Kuno is out, it's really hard to try to reel him back in there from a second place spot.
Yes, it is. We're looking further back in the pack of that 4 of Tyler Street. He just fell victim to that 24 of Jonathan Wiley. But Jonathan Wiley's got his hands full with that 54 of Jamie Lee Dunning. Look out, because here comes that 57 of Joseph Truskowski again. Now getting by Samuel Reed.
And I think at one point the 57 was 5 laps down. So, I mean, this has been a great showing for him for some computer struggles he had early.
Yes, and he has been hanging on to that, and he's done it cleanly tonight. So I have not seen anything, any issues involving that 57 other than him avoiding wrecks going through the infield. I don't know if there's been any complaints on the radio, but, you know, from where I stand it, you know, he's done it very cleanly and, you know, kind of toned the aggression back there.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to make it to tomorrow's show. I think the commission chose to sit him out. I think he just wants a clean run. And he didn't have that great a run at Daytona here in the Cup Series, so it's good to see him working on the top 10.
Yes, it is. As we've got a battle now brewing for second. Christian Delgado has caught Joshua Edmonds. We're going to see if he can work his way around him. But Jared Kuno's got to be looking in his rear view and smiling right now, watching these two get ready to battle it out. Here comes Tyler Street now on the low side. He's working on Jonathan Wiley. Street is going to clear Wiley and set his sights on Jamie Lee Dunning as we come down now to 12 to go. We have worked it out single file. That 77 of Robbie Good has begun to drop. We saw him desperately trying to hang on to that second place position on those restarts. He is now falling back to 5th, and Tyler Street is getting ready to go to work on him.
Yeah, that may be a result of him always starting on the outside and have to work the outside for a few more laps than a lot of the other guys.
It does appear that tire fall off has taken effect on Robbie Good. Caution, caution is out. Looks like Steven Linger and Byron Gay caught up in this. That is going to change things. Our 12th caution of the night coming out here on lap 90, setting us up for an exciting finish to this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. Go back, take a look, see what happened here. Looks like Linger and Gay coming together there. We're going to back it up, take one more look. Looks like Byron Gay just came up the track a little bit too much and collects Steven Linger as they go down through the tri-oval sideways.
I'd like to see what's the strategy here. Are any of these leaders thinking about taking a set of tires if they still have any left with 8 to go?
Honestly, based on the way this race has gone, I would not even think about taking tires if I'm in that top 5. You know, it's been so hard, especially to get by the leader. I would not even think about taking tires, but it looks like we may have one. Joshua Edmonds down there on the apron.
They're coming in.
All right. Interesting move. Let's see who stays out. Looks like Christopher Foote is staying out here.
Willie Smith, the 31. Both those guys were fast early in the race.
I tell you what, we watched the 31 on a similar strategy at the midpoint in this one. He stayed out and was able to hold off those cars on newer tires. Keep your eye on that 31 of Michael Prince.
I'm just looking to overtaking 2 or 4. I want to see who's 22 of Kuno only took 2 there. I think a couple other people did as well.
Seth LaCroix going to take 4 tires here. That is going to shake things up. We're going to step away for one more quick commercial break before we get this one back underway.
It's race day on iRacing. The grid is set. Engines are rumbling. The chat is buzzing. The anticipation is building. But before the green flag waves, you need a moment that gets hearts racing. Hoorah Flyovers delivers cinematic, custom airplane flyovers for your iRacing or esports event, bringing real-world energy to your virtual track. Add a patriotic punch to your pre-race show, whether you're hosting a league championship, a memorial race, or just want to hype the crowd. Hoorah brings the thunder. Fully customizable, easy to book, stream ready, guaranteed to get your drivers and fans fired up. Because when the jets fly, everyone pays attention. Stand tall, fly loud, race proud. Hoorah! Visit Hoorah Flyovers on Discord or Facebook and bring the flyover experience to iRacing like never before.
All right, and we are back, folks. The lights on the pace car are out. They are doubled up. Christopher Foote is the leader. Willie Smith to his outside. Michael Prince back there in third. Terrell Wheeler back there in fourth. Stephen Blevins will restart fifth. Cole Shapesky in sixth. Chris Jones will restart seventh. Jared Kuno restarting eighth. Christian Delgado in ninth. And Dawson Price rounding out your top 10. As
That
we
22 of Kuno was the leader off pit road of the guys who pitted.
Keep your eye on him. We're getting ready for a shootout here. I think Michael Prince is sitting right where he wants to be, though, as we get ready to go back green flag racing. He's got about 10 lap fresher tires than Christopher Foote, and I think Prince can get the jump on Willie Smith on this restart. We've seen that
Time
outline.
to lay your cards out and see what you got here in Vegas.
Green flag is out. There goes Foote. He jumps out to an early lead. Prince going to get by Willie Smith here early on. Only 6 laps to go. Trouble back in the pack. There's a car sideways. Down on the apron. We are still green.
He saved it. He saved it.
Who was that sideways back there, Preston?
I think a blue 54.
That would be Jamie Lee Dunning. Christopher Foote has jumped out to a 0.2 of a second lead. Michael Prince has got to find some speed here. We see Prince taking a little bit higher line through the corners than Christopher Foote, who's able to gain a little bit of ground. Caution is out. That's going to set us up for overtime.
Time to push them chips to the center of the table.
So Christopher Foote able to hold on to the lead. Michael Prince now going to have to start from the outside. We're going to see what he can do from there. That may be what he needs, though. Put this car in victory lane. Preston, any update on what brought out the caution there?
No, I had no idea. I didn't see it.
We're going to try and figure this out for you, folks. All right. I did see Joseph Truskowski jump into the pits. Possibly him as we try and get this figured out.
I think maybe his computer might have went off on him again or something.
Yeah, it does appear that that was an internet issue. So our scoring has not let us know what actually brought out the caution.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing something here.
Jack Elliott entering the chat, rooting for Terrell Wheeler, saying he's got $20 on him.
It's not a bad pick.
Terrell Wheeler currently sitting back there in 6th.
Okay, I've got, it was the 17 of Edmonds and the 9 of Cole Kapowski.
Cole Shapesky.
They're coming around the flag stand. They just kind of got nose to the rear end.
All right, let's go back, take a look at that.
Lap 97.
Yep, we see Cole Shapesky going around there. Joshua Edmonds able to continue on. Cole Shapesky going to collect that 77 of Robbie Good. So that has set us up for overtime. The lights on the pace car are out, or about to go out.
Time to show your cards, boys.
Jake Norris is saying things are getting a little bit chippy. Cautions breed cautions, and now's the time to go all in. Only 2 laps remaining when they take the green flag here. Christopher Foote, the gambling man, over 40 tires on, or 40 laps on these tires. He elected not to pit. Michael Prince to his outside. And do not count out Prince. We saw him restart from the high line and be able to take over the lead earlier on in this one. He's got 10 lap newer tires. We're going to see if he can get a run on Christopher Foote.
Willie Smith, he started outside pole for the start of the race, so he's got some quick couple lap speed.
Just a quick update on these tires. Smith and Prince, as well as Blevins, all last pitted 28 laps ago. Green flag is out. Christopher Foote opening up that gap. He's got that advantage on the restart, being able to control it. Michael Prince going to settle in right behind him, trying to take some aero off that rear spoiler. Prince going to the outside. They're wrecking out back. Joshua Edmonds around. That's going to bring out the caution. And they did not take the white flag. So we're going to have another overtime. Looks like Joshua Edmonds caught up in this. Joshua Edmonds just coming together with the 23 of Chris Evans. Once again, that was an incident involving both the Apex Racing Team and the Keystone Motorsports Group. That rivalry got started in the off-season over arguing over who's, who they're signing to contracts, and looks like they're going to add fuel to that fire here tonight.
Yeah, there was a lot of chatter on the radios. I don't think there was anything nice being said.
All right, Preston, is there anything that you could possibly repeat?
Just one person saying it's never your fault, another person saying, no, it's not my fault.
All right, sounds like we're going to have to set up a radioactive session for this one.
Hey, I mean, it's kind of how all the races have been, at the start of the season. You're going to have to be there at a green, white checkered, and you're going to have to get up on the wheel and hold your car straight.
Yep. So we'll take one more look at that incident. Riding along with Joshua Edmonds. All right, and after looking that, it does look like that Chris Evans did slide up the track just a little bit to make contact with Joshua Edmonds as they were 3 wide.
Yeah, it'll probably get reviewed. I mean, our admins do a good job making sure, the fault gets put on the right person.
Yeah, and, that one looks more like a racing incident more than anything. But still coming down, you guys are coming to the white flag. Tempers are gonna flare in this one. Especially when you have a car like Joshua Edmonds. He's been up front for a good part of this race. That's got to be very frustrating at the end of this one.
Points leader Tyler Street sitting there in 6th. He may have a good enough finish tonight to hold on to that spot.
That is definitely a possibility. But look who's back there in 3rd. That 4th. That 13 of Christian Delgado. He is very fast at the beginning of this one. Has that short run speed. We're going to see what he can do.
Next highest points guy we got is a 31 starting on the outside.
And looking back at Christian Delgado, he last pitted on lap 92. Much fresher tires. They come down to the green flag. Green flag is out.
Whoa.
A big shakeup there on the restart. 2 black flags being handed out to Jonathan Wiley and Chris Evans there.
I was worried.
LaCroix going around. So an interesting restart. Michael Prince got the jump there.
Yeah, what a restart by him. Are they going to try it again? Do you know how many tries we have at the green-white?
We will get another try at the green-white checkered.
And that 31 of Michael Prince, he is sitting 4th in the points before tonight. 30 points behind the leader, so he may jump up to that high point man tonight.
It's that way. And looking back at that restart, it looks like Christopher Foote just did not go within that restart box.
Yeah, maybe he was sitting in the wrong gear.
And that whole incident stemmed from him checking up on that low line. We'll take another look at it here. They're in the restart box, and I don't think Prince got on the gas until they were all the way through that restart box. Foote just did not go. So Christopher Foote gets caught sleeping there, and that is costly. So Michael Prince is now your leader. Christian Delgado will restart in second. Dawson Price in third. Willie Smith will restart fourth. Samuel Reed will restart fifth. Stephen Blevins in sixth. Seth LaCroix in seventh. Tyler Street in eighth. Terrell Wheeler in ninth. And Christopher Howe rounding out your top 10.
Your leader, Michael Prince, he started 30th. Beginning of this one, so he's made a bunch of ground. If he takes it to the checkered here tonight, it'd be a big points night.
So he will have the advantage on this restart, being able to control it.
He had the advantage on the last one without controlling it.
That is true. Hopefully he saw what happened there and learned. Gotta pay attention to where that restart box is.
Which the leader can go anywhere in that box. As the second place guy, you just can't pass until the second line there.
That is right. And after you're outside of that box, that second place guy can't go. And Prince was able to capitalize on that. They were doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Lights on the pace car are out. Pace car is off. They make their way down to the front stretch. Green flag is out. Michael Prince going to get a great start there. Dawson Price challenging for second now. He's to the inside of Christian Delgado. They're 3 wide back in the pack. Michael Prince out to almost a 0.3 of a second lead. Dawson Price going to move up to second now. Christian Delgado trying to battle back on that high side. White flag is out. Next flag ends the race. Michael Prince is your leader. They go into turn 3. Michael Prince still with the lead. Delgado too far behind. This is Michael Prince's race. Prince going to take the checkered flag. Delgado coming in second. Dawson Price in third. Samuel Reed will finish fourth. Willie Smith in fifth. You see Delgado giving Prince a tap there.
Yeah, what a run for both of those guys. They're up front for most of the night.
Yes, they were. Michael Prince, though. And we questioned some of his tire strategy early on, but it worked out for him.
Definitely. I think he's your winner and your hard charger here tonight.
Yes, he is.
What a great restart he had on that second green white. I mean, that gave him the lead for this last one. Set him up for the win.
Yes, it did. I tell you what, that's got to be a little bit of luck for him, though, with Christopher Foote just, not putting his foot in the gas there.
Hey, if you want to walk out on top in Vegas, you're going to need a little luck.
Yep. I tell you what, he put it all on the line. He gambled here with his pit strategy, and it has paid off. He's going to leave Vegas the big winner this week. We watch him celebrate. We're going to move on to our interviews. We're going to start our interviews with that 74 of Dawson Price. He came home third tonight. I tell you what, I don't think I called his name very often tonight, but he was there when it mattered. Dawson, it is Austin and Preston up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
All right, congratulations on a third place finish here at Vegas. Take me through those last two restarts and what happened.
Thank you. The last two restarts were pretty wild. There was a big checkup at one point when I was behind Terrell. Like, I'm not quite sure what happened there. And I tried my best to get it to the outside. Probably just about wrecked it. And then had the run up around the high line in 1 and 2. And then sadly saw Seth, or I believe it was Seth that time, get turned behind me 3 wide. But I got really lucky. I was able to clear them and get around on the high line on that first restart there. And then this last restart was pretty good. I got a pretty good run. Was keeping up with them. But I think it was in the white flag lap. Could have been the lap before. I'm not exactly sure. But I got into the apron a little bit and wiggled. So I lost that spot, at least 2, P2. But yeah, that was a blast. A lot of cautions tonight, but was able to get it back up here to P3 again for 2 in a row, so nothing to complain about.
All right. And, P3 here at Vegas, especially after a caution-filled race. And, honestly, we were talking about, I don't think I called your name all that often tonight. You were about mid-pack. How does it feel to salvage a top 3 out of this?
Pretty nice. My qualifying wasn't really there. I qualified really early in the session before the sun came down a little bit, and there was a few, maybe a 10th or so out because of that. And I think I got loose in 3 during quali, and it put me pretty far back. Or I don't remember exactly where I was, but changing up pit strategies. I actually ran a different pit strategy than my other 2 teammates. And I think it kind of worked out for all of us, but it was really unfortunate they got caught up in some stuff there towards the end. But I'm really glad we were able to run it up here, P3. Great run. Somehow avoided every wreck. I'm not quite sure, but a little bit of luck involved there too, but definitely gave it its all. We're back here again on the podium.
All right, and we are excited to have you back on the podium. Congratulations again on the podium finish. Before we let you get on out of here, anyone you want to shout out?
I'm going to shout out Michelangelo. He's my cousin and also the sponsor for this weekend. He helps run a recovery home here where I live in Asheville. And I had him all over the car, and it was goofy and awesome looking tonight. So glad to have that up here, and got to shout him out for that. On any socials, at Michelangelo.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. We're going to let you go on, get out of here, and start the celebration.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Once again, that was Dawson Price coming home in 3rd place tonight. We're going to move on to our 2nd place finisher, Christian Delgado. Christian, it is Austin and Preston up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right. Congratulations on a 2nd place finish here at Vegas. We were just talking to Dawson Price about those last two restarts. You had a good seat to see what happened with the 77, or I'm sorry, I believe that was the 20. I'm sorry. That would have been Christopher Foote, driver of the 21 car. What happened on that restart?
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't looked back in the replay, but I mean, obviously we went green and he did not go. So I presume maybe, obviously, a lot of us guys, we put it in fifth and try to save a little bit of fuel here, save a little bit of tire. I mean, a lot of, I guess, since you can call me a little bit of a sweat, but if you put it in fifth, you can kind of cool the tires a little bit easier because obviously when you're in second, you're revving up the engine and stuff. It actually spins the tires, quicker, right? So you can put it in fifth and, you know, cool the tires a little bit more and obviously save a little bit of fuel. And I presume that's probably what happened is he forgot to put it down in the second. When he hit the go pedal, she didn't go. So that was definitely kind of scary because we'll talk. You'll get to talk to him after this. But I was talking with Michael. I was like, dude, I had an opportunity to pass Michael because Michael checked up because he thought he was going to get a black, and I checked up because I did too. Because going to the line on that restart, I was also had a nose out. I was like, shoot, I don't, I felt like I had a really good card and I didn't really want to give up a good finish because of something like that. So, and there wasn't a guarantee that my black was going to get cleared. So, I lifted for Michael and then they wrecked because of what happened on the bottom lane. And yeah, it was really interesting. You don't really see that a whole lot, especially with these kind of higher IR, SOF, leagues with someone making a mistake that on the start.
All right. It looks like it paid out for you, or played out well for you, and a little bit of luck. You get to come home second. Take us through that last restart, and trying to battle with Michael Prince for the win here.
Yeah, the top is just really hard to get a good jump, especially if you're leading, because you kind of have to react to the leader. And I think I did a decent job to do that, and I was able to stay side by side with I believe it was Dawson to at least be in that battle for second. And then I knew that if I ripped the top here, I had to just go for it. So I ripped the top there and got around Dawson. I had a good run on Michael, and I just kind of overdrove 3 and 4 there on the white flag and kind of let Michael take it. And obviously a little bit of aero, but there's a little bit of dirty air that kind of made the car not want to turn the way I wanted it to. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I felt like we had a top 2 car and, made that gamble to pit on lap 61. And I ended up starting I think it was P27, and was able to drive my way up to the field here with the good tires. And then obviously we pitted on lap 92 to take 2. They drive up through the field once again. But yeah, a lot of fun tonight. Not a big fan of night at Vegas at night, just because it is kind of, I feel like there's not a lot of tire wear just because of how cold and how slick and I mean how gripped up the track is. But had a lot of fun. Obviously, congrats to Michael on that win, and it was fun racing up there in the top 5.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. Before we let you get on out of here, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, first of all, I have to thank my team owner and all my teammates over here at Adrenaline Racing. John, Leroy. Unfortunately, he didn't have a good finish tonight, and also John Fowler, who couldn't make it tonight. But shout out to John Ross, my team owner, for sticking with me and doing everything else and allowing me to come up here and race with them. But also have to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, obviously High Velocity TV is on the car. If you guys are looking for a broadcast outside of you guys who do a phenomenal job too with Rebel Racing Network, if you guys are looking for any opportunities for some broadcasts, we do have some really cool stuff that we do over here on HVTV. If you guys are interested, make sure to email us at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com. But also got to give a huge shout out to the Beam team. Thank you, Jeff, Matthew, Peter, Carter, Riker, John, everybody over there. Got to give a huge shout out to start the Steel Car Detailing. Thank you, Titan, for pushing me to be the best person I can. Also got to give a huge shout out to Andreas Varez and Delta Eagle Designs for making most of my paints for this season. He does a phenomenal job. And I mean, in my opinion, if you look good, you drive good, and if you look fast, you drive fast. And obviously we were really quick tonight. And then lastly, got to give a huge shout out to everybody over at FFC, Tyler, Braden, Demos, everybody over there, and also everybody at McLeod and Pingus and everybody else for, being a friend and, treat me with respect and just push me to be the best person I can. And lastly, got to give a huge shout out to the admins. Couldn't do without them setting up everything else and making sure, the boat sails the right direction. Definitely couldn't do without them. And then lastly, got to give a huge shout out to you guys over at Rebel Racing Network. I always appreciate a good broadcast and look forward to coming back and watching the broadcast to do some homework for next week. And definitely couldn't do without you guys either.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. We're going to let you get on out of here, though. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Thank you. Once again, that was Christian Delgado coming home in second. We're going to move on to our big winner, Michael Prince. Coming home in first tonight. Michael, it is Austin and Preston up in the booth. You got us?
I got you loud and clear.
All right, man. Congratulations on taking home the win here tonight. And I got to ask, we were questioning your pit strategy early on in this one. You opted to stay out when it seemed like the rest of the field pitted, and then you surprised us being able to hold off the leaders until your next pit stop. Was that your plan all along?
Well, I didn't know how long of a green flag run we'd get, so my plan was to just kind of save tire, and it ended up working out. I knew I had a decent amount of tire left, and this place is mostly about aero anyways. As you can see, I think Christian had probably 30 lap fresher tires than me there at the end. So being I missed qualifying and was almost completely last, yeah, I knew I had to change something up.
All right, well, and it looked like it worked out. We thought it was kind of a gamble, but, you're in the right place to gamble here in Las Vegas. Now I want to ask you about that second to last restart. You were to the outside of Christopher Foote. What happened there?
I haven't looked back at it, but it looks like he was maybe in the wrong gear. I checked up again after I seen him not go, and I'm thankfully Christian didn't turn me because I think he checked up also. So, I think that may have caused a slight stack up on the top also. But that's the only thing I can think of is maybe he was in the wrong gear.
All right, well, and a lot of racing here is hoping the guy in front of you makes a mistake, and it sounds like he made a big mistake at the wrong time here. Did you think you were going to have anything for him restarting from the outside if he didn't make that mistake?
We were going to try to put a couple moves on him coming down the back stretch. If we weren't sitting side by side with him, but yeah, I was just going to try to go side by side with him and pinch him down.
All right,
I got a question or two for you. So you're fourth at Daytona, winner here, probably the points leader. What are you looking forward to in North Wilkesboro and then the road course at the Glen?
Just staying consistent, staying out of accidents. That seems to be the key here, and hopefully see ourselves in the playoffs.
Heck yeah, I think you were also a hard charger night. Started 30th to first. Big points night.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, congratulations again on the win. We're going to let you get on out of here and start the celebration. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
Really my wife for watching these kids and allowing me to do it, and everybody that makes this possible, and you guys, we appreciate it.
All right, well, we appreciate it, buddy. We're going to let you get on out of here, though. Congratulations again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Once again, guys, that was Michael Prince taking home the win here at Vegas. We're going to go ahead and run through our official results tonight. Taking home the win once again was Michael Prince in that 31 car. Christian Delgado finishes second. Dawson Price comes home in third. Samuel Reed finishes fourth. Willie Smith will finish 5th. Christopher Howe will finish 6th. Stephen Blevins finishes 7th. Jared Kuno comes home in 8th. Tristan Haynes finishes 9th. Seth LaCroix will finish 10th. Stephen Linger in 11th. Chris Evans will come home 12th. Robbie Good finishes 13th. Tyler Street will finish 14th. Joseph Miller will finish 15th. Jonathan Dominickson 16th. Terrell Wheeler will come home 17th. Joshua Edmonds finishes 18th. In 19th, we had Jonathan Wiley. Jamie Dunning finishes 20th. Byron Gay will finish 21st. Chris Jones in 22nd. Joseph Truskowski finishes 23rd. Christopher Foote finishes 24th. Cole Shapesky will come home in 25th. Scott Leonard will finish 26th. Leroy Koblenz finishes 27th. Mike Hill will come home in 28th. In 29th, we had Christian Light. Justin Day finishes 30th. Cody Sanderson will finish 31st. Braden Craycraft will finish 32nd. And Samson LaCroix will round out the field in 33rd. And I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. We are coming to you with the NORA ARCA series live from Phoenix Raceway, where the NASCAR Cup Series just had their championship race today. And then make sure you tune in 8:30 on Wednesday night as well. We will be bringing you the Third Coast Racing Xfinity Series live from Darlington Motor Speedway for 100 laps. And then once again, next Sunday, starting at 7:30, we will be right back here with the NORA Cup Series live from North Wilkesboro. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure you hit like, follow, subscribe wherever you are watching, and we will see you back here tomorrow night.